Take a look inside your wallet. What do you see? Credit cards, maybe a driver's license, and of course, cash. Now imagine if the cash in your wallet, those seemingly innocent bills, was the secret villain, the puppet master pulling strings from the shadows, the hidden force behind the world's problems. Wars, poverty, environmental destruction, all secretly fueled by the paper in your pocket. Sounds wild, right? A bit far-fetched, perhaps even absurd. But it's a sentiment that's been echoed throughout history. People love to say, money is the root of all evil. A simple, catchy phrase that's become deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. It's the go-to excuse, the convenient scapegoat. For every scandal, every political downfall, theft, every act of greed and avarice or bribe, it's the easy answer, the quick explanation. But is it really that simple? Can we truly reduce the complexities of human behavior to a single inanimate object? Is money truly the bad guy, the ultimate antagonist in the human drama? Or is there more to the story? Are we missing a crucial piece of the puzzle? Every time a crime hits the news, splashed across headlines and broadcast on every channel, money is lurking in the background, a silent observer, often the alleged motive. It's always there like a shady character, lurking in the alleyways of our society, in a detective novel. The prime suspect, always under suspicion. It's easy to blame money. It's a tangible thing. A symbol of wealth and power. Maybe too easy. Perhaps we're letting ourselves off the hook by pointing the finger at something so impersonal. But is it the cash itself causing trouble? Or is it the desire for it? Or something more human, something deeper within our own nature? Think about a hammer, a simple tool. It can build a house, create a home, provide shelter and security, or smash a window, destroy property, inflict harm. Is the hammer evil? Is the tool inherently bad? Or does the intention, the motivation, behind its use matter more? Does the person wielding the hammer determine its morality? Maybe money is just a tool, a powerful one to be sure, but still just a tool. One that reveals more about us, about our values and priorities than we realize. It's a mirror reflecting our own desires and ambitions. This is where the real puzzle begins. Let's delve deeper and explore the complex relationship between money and human nature. History is packed with stories, tales that echo through the ages, whispering secrets of triumphs and tragedies. These narratives, etched in time, often revolve around a central theme, a driving force that shapes destinies and alters the course of civilizations, where the pursuit of money, that glittering allure, becomes the protagonist, the antagonist, and everything in between. It's a story as old as time, a human drama played out on the grand stage of history. And sometimes, that pursuit led to disaster. Not just minor setbacks, but cataclysmic events that reshaped societies and left indelible scars on the human psyche. Kings and queens, draped in finery and wielding absolute power, hoarded gold, amassing fortunes that could have fed nations and built empires of prosperity. But instead their people starved, their bellies empty, their hopes dwindling under the weight of royal excess. The disparity was stark, a glaring testament to the corrupting influence of unchecked wealth. The Spanish conquistadors, driven by dreams of El Dorado and fueled by insatiable greed, crossed oceans for gold, braving treacherous storms and uncharted waters, all for the promise of riches beyond imagination. Their relentless quest turning entire civilizations upside down, shattering ancient cultures, and leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The pursuit of gold became a crusade of conquest. The gold itself didn't force anyone's hand, it was just a shiny metal, inert and lifeless. It was the desire for it, the insatiable hunger, the burning ambition that twisted intentions and clouded judgment. That unbridled desire that caused destruction. It was the catalyst, the spark that ignited conflicts and fueled empires. Greed, not the coins, the paper, or the digital numbers, drove explorers and conquerors, fueled their ambition, and justified their actions in their own minds. To terrible acts, atrocities committed in the name of wealth and power. Then there were the snake oil salesmen, the charlatans and tricksters, and pyramid schemes, elaborate cons designed to separate people from their hard-earned money, people exploiting others, preying on their hopes and dreams, leaving them financially ruined and emotionally scarred. All for a quick buck, a fleeting moment of profit at the expense of someone else's well-being. The money wasn't evil, it was simply a medium of exchange, a tool. The manipulation and greed were. Those were the forces that twisted its purpose and turned it into a weapon. Yet, money also solved big problems, facilitated progress, and improved countless lives. Imagine trading chickens for shoes, a cumbersome and inefficient system. Chaos. a logistical nightmare, a breeding ground for disputes and misunderstandings. Money brought order to trade, streamlining transactions and creating a common standard of value, and helped societies grow, fostering innovation and enabling specialization. It's not always the villain, the root of all evil as some might claim. Sometimes it's just the tool, a neutral instrument that can be used for good or ill. People use, shaping their world and influencing their destinies. For better or worse, depending on their intentions and their choices. The real story is about the human element, the motivations and desires that drive our actions. What people do for money, the sacrifices they make, the risks they take, and the consequences they face, not the money itself. It's a reflection of our values, our priorities, and our humanity. So is money the villain, the corrupting force that leads to ruin? Or just a prop in the drama, a tool, a symbol, a reflection of ourselves? The answer, as always, is complex and nuanced. Money. It's a tool, a resource, a necessity for modern life. But let's be honest, it's also a major source of stress and conflict. Money stirs up drama. It can bring out the best and worst in people, testing relationships and revealing hidden aspects of our personalities. It's a topic loaded with emotion, often more than we care to admit. And it's not just in big, dramatic situations. Money plays a role in everyday life too. From buying groceries to paying bills, from saving for a vacation to deciding where to invest, financial decisions are woven into the fabric of our daily routines. These seemingly small interactions can have a surprisingly large impact on our overall well-being and relationships. Who hasn't felt the tension, that subtle shift in atmosphere, when money becomes the elephant in the room? It's a universal experience, a shared discomfort that transcends cultures and backgrounds. Think about it. Who hasn't felt that slight unease when the restaurant bill arrives? The moment the check hits the table, the dynamic changes. Suddenly, friends become accountants, meticulously calculating who owes what, scrutinizing every item on the receipt. What started as a pleasant social gathering can quickly turn into a math problem with potentially awkward consequences. Families argue over inheritances, sometimes tearing apart relationships that have lasted for generations. The distribution of assets after a loved one's passing can become a battleground fueled by greed, resentment, and long-held grievances. And friends fall out over unpaid loans. Even relatively small amounts of money can create a rift that's difficult to repair. The awkwardness of asking for repayment, the resentment of being in debt. These feelings can poison even the strongest friendships. Sometimes it's just plain awkward. Those moments where money creates an uncomfortable social dynamic. Like someone showing off cash, perhaps trying to impress or intimidate, completely missing the mark, only to have it blown away by the wind, a literal and symbolic representation of the fleeting nature of wealth and the futility of flaunting it. Or the lottery winner suddenly thrust into the spotlight, their life irrevocably changed, who suddenly has 50 new best friends, all eager to share in their newfound fortune. It's a stark reminder of how money can alter perceptions and motivations. Money exposes our quirks, our vulnerabilities, and our true colors. It can reveal hidden generosity or unexpected stinginess, and tests our relationships, pushing them to their limits and revealing their true strength. But it can also be a force for good, a catalyst for positive change in the world. Think of someone quietly paying, anonymously, and without expectation of reward. For a stranger's coffee, a small act of kindness that can brighten someone's day. Or a community building, pooling their resources and working together towards a common goal. A playground together, creating a space for children to play and families to connect. Money amplifies intentions. It magnifies what's already there. Good, if the intention is to help and uplift. Or bad, if the intention is to exploit and harm. Like a microphone, it simply amplifies the signal. It makes the singer's voice louder, projecting it to a wider audience. Whether it's beautiful, a soaring melody that touches the heart, or off-key, a jarring cacophony that grates on the ears, money doesn't have its own agenda. It's a neutral tool, waiting to be used. It just follows orders, carrying out the instructions of its user. It's a reflection, a mirror reflecting back the values and priorities of the person in control, of the person who wields it, revealing their character and their true intentions. Blaming money is easy. It can't defend itself. When things go wrong, it's simpler to point at cash than to face deeper issues. Society pressures us to equate wealth with success, but is that money's fault or ours? Sometimes people steal out of desperation, not because money is evil, but because poverty is harsh. Blaming money is like blaming the rain for getting wet when you forgot your umbrella. By calling money the root of all evil, we might miss the real causes: inequality, greed, flawed systems. Maybe money is just the most visible puppet in a much bigger show. Here's a twist. The phrase, "money is the root of all evil," is actually a misquote. The original says, "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." That little word, love, changes everything. It's not the cash, but the obsession with it that causes trouble. Money itself is neutral. It's our attachment that can go wrong. The real warning is about making money the ultimate goal above all else. When people worship money, that's when evil actions follow. So the villain isn't the cash, it's the craving. This changes the whole conversation. Money is just a tool, a means of exchange. The problem starts when love of money takes over. It's about what's in our hearts, not what's in our wallets. If the love of money is the problem, can money itself be a hero? Absolutely. When used with good intentions, money can change lives. Charities feed the hungry, fund research, and rebuild after disasters, all thanks to money. On a personal level, it opens doors to education, opportunity, and new experiences. Money can build, heal, and empower. The key is how and why it's used. If sought honestly and used wisely, money becomes a force for good. It amplifies positive qualities just as easily as negative ones. It's all about the hands that wield it. So, the question we must ask ourselves is money the bad guy in this story? Not really, no. The real culprit, the true source of the problem, is the unhealthy love and obsession of money. Greed, pure and simple. Envy, that constant wanting and selfishness, hoarding everything for oneself. Money just amplifies, it makes things bigger, what's already there, deep down inside. Maybe it's time, perhaps it's overdue, to focus less on demonizing money itself, and more on our own values, our personal compass. Money should be a servant, a tool to help us, not a master, not something that controls us. Used wisely, it can do a world of good, a truly positive impact. Now that we've cracked the case, solved the mystery, on money, what other beliefs, what other assumptions deserve a closer look? Stay tuned. Next time, very soon, we'll investigate whether social media is making us angrier or just louder. That's the question.